Beavers, I'm taking your first weekly video for you. Sorry that we had to wait for the weather to get right and the soup and all the contractors to get out. It's a little later in the day, so it may be a little dark inside the home. I'm going to go in the front door. So we come in. Got your dining room here on the right. I'm going to go ahead and close it in for you, like you'd asked. As you can see, it's framed in. And there's your den study. I'm going to go in a clockwise motion of the home and go over a few different things for you there. You can see the green board down here. It's the green on the wood and the oriented strand board we use on the outside here, and I'll go over some of that here in a minute. This is a green treatment called a borat treatment we use on the wood. It's an oil-based treatment that soaks into the wood. Rather than spraying the ground directly for termites, they spray the wood so it lasts longer, doesn't evaporate from heat or anything like that. It soaks into the wood. It's a better treatment for the termites, and it actually was developed by a gentleman named Brian Killingsworth, who's based out of Pensacola. You may have heard of his company. It's called Killingsworth Pest Control, but he developed it, and that's what we use. We were actually the first ones in the building industry to use it, and everybody else has picked up since. As we make our way around, this is your middle bathroom. You'll have your vanity here, a mirror above, and your lights above that. This is where your toilet will be, and this is your tub. When it comes into the electrical, I'll give you a lot more breakdown as far as what switches do what in the house. This is your middle bedroom. On this side of the home, you can see the borat treatments all the way around the home. I'm going to go over some information for you here real quick because I haven't done it in some other videos. But we use a 4-way seal on your windows. The outside of your home, as you can see, is wrapped in with this, what we call a plastic dowel wrap. And around every one of the windows, we use a black plastic seal on the inside of that. And then once they brick the home, they'll go ahead and do another seal with a almost like aluminum tape. Then they'll put the window in. Well, they'll have the window in, then do an aluminum seal tape around the outside and the inside of the home, which is the third seal. And then the fourth seal we use is obviously a caulk sealant on the outside of the window as well. We're the only builder I know that does a 4-way seal. Most of the builders only do a 2- or 3-way seal. It's one of the ways we try to make sure that you have a better home. The longevity of your home lasts a lot longer, obviously. Let's see. Behind that dowel wrap, this plastic white wrap I was talking about, we use what's called an oriented strand board. Looks a lot like a press board, but it's not the same thing. Oriented strand board is a moisture-resistant board that we use. Once again, we were the first ones to use it in the area. But the advantage versus this over plywood or pressed wood is this actually can be submerged in water for over a week at a time and actually come back without breaking apart. The downside to using plywood is very thin pieces of veneer that have been glued together, so there's a lot of air gaps and spaces. In due time, because of the humidity in the area, the actual veneers will start splitting apart and coming apart. So plywood doesn't last as long as this stuff. Once again, this is called oriented strand board, or you might hear it called OSB. But that's what this is right here. That's why we use that particular material. We use engineered trusses on our ceilings, which means that they're stamped in a factory rather than hand built, so there's less material used. It's more precise. It's 1/16 of a measurement, 1/16 of an inch in measurement precise, versus them coming out here and measuring and nailing it together when they get here and all that other stuff. But some more information to go over what we use and why we use certain things on our trusses. We use a #1 or better southern yellow pine on our truss line, that top piece up here that you're looking at. And the reason we use that is that's one of the strongest pieces you can use to do that. It's not code to use a #1 or better, but #1 is the best board you can use, which means it has the least amount of knots, the least amount of issues in the board. That's why we use that particular kind. We don't use the same boards in the trusses that are in the walls, and the reason we don't is southern yellow pine has been known to warp or anything like that due to heat, which does not cause an issue for strength. It actually doesn't make a difference at all. But in your drywall, if you get a warped board, it'll actually cause your drywall to bow out and make it look kind of funny, and you'll have big waves in your wall. So we use a spruce pine, which is less likely to warp or anything like that in your walls. It's still a very strong board, but not something you want to use as a truss. Not something we would feel comfortable using as a truss, which is why we use the different woods and different materials in the way that we do our homes. That's to give you a little bit of background on that. And this is a view here of what will be your family room and your kitchen area as I work my way around here. We're working our way back into this back bedroom here. This is your entrance into it. And your closet there. I'm going to show you a lot of the floor because that'll give you an idea of the size of the room versus doing the actual view of the back because it's kind of hard to get an idea of depth. And this is the bathroom back here, the back bathroom. This is where your toilet will be located at. And this is where your vanity will be. They'll have a mirror and a light above it, and your light switch will be located here on the right when you come in. This is your shower, and they'll have an exterior door going here. This is your small step. One step, not a big step, but there's enough just so you know. We talked about just to make sure that your backyard's as level as we can get it. And I'm going to go inside here and go over the kitchen area. This is your breakfast area in the kitchen with your bay windows. This is where your pantry will be located at here. This is your conduit where your electrical will run into your island in your kitchen. That's what that wire's sticking up there for, that piece is sticking up there for. This is the view of your kitchen into your living room. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold, so I sound a little funny. These are your connections here for your garbage disposal, your dishwasher, and your sink connections. This is where your refrigerator will connect in. They'll have an electrical plug higher up on the wall. And you'll have a wraparound cabinets and granite countertops that go around this way here. This is the dining room we talked about. Not really much to see right now. We're going to work our way into the laundry room. This is where your dryer connection will be. Your electrical connection will be roughly around here, usually on this side of the wall. Your cold water and hot water hookups for your washing machine. Another electrical plug will be there. This is that linen closet here in the laundry room. This is a view of your garage. Same principle as far as the trusses and the walls go. Everything we do throughout the home as far as that goes, so it wouldn't change as far as using the Southern Yellow Pine #1 or better, which is the strength of the wood on the top truss, and then of course spruce pine on the walls, which is better because it doesn't warp for that application. If you go into the master, you can see your tray ceiling that's been cut out here, or been framed in. It's a little, you can't really say cut out. It's a very large master, and this is the view of the master. Overlooking the rear covered porch. You've already got your brick delivered, and they should be installing that pretty soon. We'll walk into the master bath. As you walk in, you've got one walk-in closet to your left. This will be the larger one here on the left. And then one to the right over here. And this is your garden tub, or heart-shaped tub, whatever you prefer to call it. Your separate shower. This is where your water closet or toilet will be located at, and you'll have a window back there. And your double vanity, one here and one here. Once again, you'll have a mirror above with lights above that. And I'm going to go outside and try to give you some information. Hopefully I don't get rained on because it's getting pretty bad out here. But I should at least be able to show it to you underneath the rear cover porch at the very least. Okay. This is that dowel wrap I told you about. And this is the moisture barrier that's going to be between your brick and the what we call the oriented strand board that's behind here. That's the framing of the house. You want this here so if any moisture does build up behind the brick, it doesn't actually build up on the wood and cause any kind of potential issues for mold or anything like that and get back into the home, which is once again why we do the four-way seal on the windows, and we do the same thing on the doors as well. It's just not something that's code, but it is something that we feel like is necessary to make sure that we can guarantee your home's going to last longer than what most people are comfortable with. We feel like it should last you a lifetime. When it comes to these little metal straps here, these are called brick straps. And how this works is they bend them down as they put the bricks in, and they put them in between the bricks so the bricks have something to hold on to the home rather than just the brick ledge, because there is a ledge around here. I'll try to pull some of this dirt away so I can show you that the brick will sit on. You're probably going to hear it before you'll see it because you're going to have dirt on top of it. There's a ledge, I don't know if you can see it right there, that the brick literally sits on and they stack it up. It actually is part of the foundation, poured all at the same time that the foundation is. So you'll have, I'm going to have dirt all over my shirt. You'll have one piece of foundation when we pour our foundation. We call it a monolithic foundation. And the reason we do this kind of foundation is it's poured all at once so that there's no issues for air gaps or bugs or anything to get inside of it, rather than doing what normally is built is called a stem wall foundation. And what a stem wall foundation is they border the outside of the foundation with cinder blocks, and then they come in and do several different pours at once, so that they can make the foundation rather than having it as one pour. It's a lot easier to do a stem wall but it's not nearly as strong, which is why we use a monolithic. The foundation that we use is a one-time pour, so it's one solid piece of concrete. There's no chance for any kind of air gaps, less likely to have any kind of cracks in the foundation or any kind of issues down the road because of that. That's why we do it. It is a commercial grade, it is more complicated, but we feel like it's better for the home. And Mr. Henry, once again, was the first one to actually do it. He actually had to teach the contractors that were pouring his foundations how to do it when he built homes. I think he started on December, will be 30 years ago that he started building homes. So it's something that we've been doing for a while. We are a pioneer in a lot of ways and a lot of things that we do. A lot of other builders will follow suit and make changes depending on what we do. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the counties that we work in start changing code to what we make mandatory in our homes. It's getting to pick up a little wind here, but if you have any questions, feel free to email or call me anytime, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.